Okay, so the goal is to harvest Titan technology or substance and build uh, a machine or robotoid version of a Titan. As you can see here, they're trying to build a different Godzilla out of a machine. So this is what they're doing. They're going to Hollow Earth, yeah, or other planets and harvesting substances to try to recreate a being with some kind of soul. Okay, but they're not gonna be able to do it because they don't have the substance to do it. So they're trying to build this. So when they're saying technology, they're not talking about iPhones and shit. They're talking about the creation of all humanity, species, uh, beings, and the creation of every single physical thing. They're looking for the substance, which is the Titan, or in Avatar they called it unobtainium. That's what they called it, but that's basically what it is. And this substance that they're using, okay, is contained in the junk DNA. That's where it is, or traces of it is basically in every single being that's got Titan DNA. That's where this technology is actually um, hidden. This is why the Anunnaki are working overtime to find this technology and to make sure they can harvest it and kill off any being that's going to try to harness this energy within themselves. It's actually forbidden, okay, on this planet. It's forbidden to have this, okay. It's forbidden to have this technology, bro. If a normal human being is able to access this Titan energy or Titan technology, they will become a terrorist, okay? Because you need to understand there is celestial body. Every single human being's got a celestial body. They got ethereal body. They got a terrestrial body. They got a cosmic body. Okay, they got a galactic body. They got a cosmic. I already mentioned that. And they got a soul body. They got a spirit body. They got the six senses as well. These are bodies as well, which means these are bodies of technology, different states of technology, different states of being. Okay, so if your DNA activates, you can go to a state where you access all these bodies, which allows you to actively see into other planes or other dimensions. So when you go from third dimension into the sixth dimension, time is different, space is different, and what you're able to do is different as far as in creating. This is where you separate between being a human being and going into the terrestrial realm where you become an ET, having access to parallel lives or parallel realities, okay, and having access to the fifth dimension. That's what heaven is. So the Bible, when it's explaining heaven, it's not really talking about going to a place and sitting in green grass all day eating biscuits and honey biscuits. What it's actually talking about is accessing a higher body or becoming a higher state of being where you can access the dormant parts in your brain which allow you to do things telepathically. See, telepathy was like a normal thing in the beginning. Okay, it was normal. Like Egyptians they were telepathic, which means it was normal, and even their language was symbolic because they were accessing vibrations where they didn't need to speak English. Okay, they were speaking in tones, colors, vibration. Okay, do you understand what that means? They were speaking and interfacing with DNA. All this shit is to do with the computer being built from an organic computer, which is the cosmic computer. allowing beings to access higher levels of consciousness. Okay, this is all this shit is to do with. It's not really spiritual. The shit is quantum mechanics. Okay, that's basically what it is. The understanding of particles, photons, protons, all of these things. This is what we're talking about. When they say Adam, they're talking about atoms. Okay, when they say Eve, they're talking about evolution. When they say Genesis, they're talking about genes of Isis. Do you see where the language goes? It's a you have to understand the coding in the language. English is a bastard language, like I say to everybody. In order for you to understand what English means or different words, you have to understand it's like a zip folder. When you get a folder on your computer, you have to extract it to get the files which are within that folder. That's the same thing with English. English is a zipped or condensed language, which is made out of different words. Okay, this is, you know, when you get the Germanic, Latin, Arabic. It's all merged together. In order for you to understand one word, you have to decipher what each part of the word means. Niggas be reading words, but they don't understand that the word is made out of different words. So you have to extract the folder of the word, okay, to see the files of the word in its entirety. Do you understand what that means? Piety. You get it? Reverence. We give reverence to understanding shit. That's the difference between a nigga telling you go and pick up a dictionary. A dictionary is not going to tell you everything. That's where you have to break down the word. You break down the word, then you take the word, then you apply it contextually, in context, in its actual context, to understand, okay, when these events were coming in, how were they influencing the word, okay, to make it mean what it means in this context, contextually. This is how, you know, when you go to university, this is what they teach you. They teach you, you don't just pick up a dictionary and say, oh, look, this is what it means. You gotta go to a normal dictionary, you gotta go to an etymology dictionary, you gotta go to a scientific dictionary, and if you're dealing with religion, you gotta go to a specific dictionary that deals with that particular religion to understand what the word means in its actual context. Okay, this what's going on with this shit. Let me explain this shit a bit more.
Engaging topic.
Pilot. Engaged.
And you see, to operate this thing, they have to use a human brain to operate, which they're showing you that a human being has the ability to access this technology. Okay, but the technology is inside your DNA. What the scientists are calling junk DNA. It means the DNA which they can't read. That's what it means. That's where the stigma and the propaganda is being applied to the word, so you don't really understand what it means. You just think it's spooky. Niggas is into spookism, okay? Because niggas don't understand words, and when it comes to things like romanticism, these are concepts which are applied to different words to give you a different scene or scenario of, you know, how that word is actually working within that context. Okay, so this junk DNA, okay, it's got this technology within it, and this is why they're trying to use Kong, okay, to go and harvest this technology inside of people's DNA. They're not looking for the shit anywhere else. The shit is in your DNA, bro. The galaxies and the stars, they're inside of your DNA. Okay? There is no fucking stars out there, and when you look up in the sky, you see stars. That's not stars. That's a projection of what's inside of you. Okay? Do you understand what that means? No, you don't get it, because you're eating hash browns. And you notice this person goes into like a state of trance. Okay, this is the same shit I was telling you about the host Okay, the DNA has to host, not only host, the DNA has to transform the human being, and it also has to colonize every single part of your cells, your nervous system, your brain, the parts which are dormant in your brain, your oblongata, your fucking pituitary glands, your pineal glands, your conscious brain, your unconscious brain, your primordial brain, your fucking ego brain, your super ego brain, all these bits which are in your brain, including the reptilian brain, has to be colonized by this substance, which is like a cell fluid, okay, or a spinal fluid. The spinal fluid is actually coming from your DNA, okay, interfacing with the universe, and also interfacing with every single verses, or the different worlds within the body. The body contains all these parts, all these dimensions, all these parallel worlds, all these universes which are within a being. Within every single being there is like different worlds in self. You can experience space within. You can experience Mars within, because Mars is not really out there, okay? It's in your fucking DNA. That's where it is. So when they're telling you Elon Musk is building a ship, that ship is not going nowhere, bro. The way to go to these places, the only way to truly go to these places is through a technology they call Merkaba technology, okay? There's also another technology called Halo technology. Niggas don't even know what the fuck is a halo, bro. See what I'm saying? Halo is a technology. Then you start getting into the concept of prime creation. That's when you start entering dimensions like fifth dimension, sixth dimension. These are dimensions that allow you to warp time and to create and destroy things instantaneously. Okay, do you get the science though? It's science. Niggas want to say it's spiritual, but it's not really spiritual because it's science. Okay, that's what's going on with this shit. You see, this nigga's going into a trance because he's accessing the DNA, okay, and interfacing with ancient technology or ancient DNA, which is actually titanic in its purest, rawest form. Okay, you niggas don't read because niggas be smoking weed and playing PS2. Okay, so you don't know what the fuck is going on because you're playing PlayStation. And that's how you access this, because it's almost like a demon possession in a state. Or if we use demon possession, because we're using that, we're using these terms very childishly, because this is like an uneducated way of saying things for niggas that are not educated to understand it. Okay. This is the shit that's in your DNA, bro. This is the shit that the scientists or the genealogists and biologists and whatever people that study DNA, they don't understand what this shit is because it's inside of you, but they can't pinpoint what it is. Is it a fucking monkey? Is it a fucking angel? Is it whatever? Like I say, there is different bodies within yourself. There is the celestial body, which is like an angelic state of being, and there is a terrestrial body, which goes beyond space and time and earth. And there's also ethereal bodies and astral body, which is like the dream planes. And then you have your dimension, where you can go past fourth dimension, fifth dimension. Now you're stepping into like things like the cosmic memory, and you galactic intelligence. Okay, these are different intelligence within or your human body, but you don't use them because your brain is fucked, stuck on stupid, because you think 1 + 1 = 2 means intelligence. That's shit for idiots. People that go to school and learn that shit is just for idiots. and this is what we call antimatter or raw material, which goes back to chaos, Erebus, and it goes back to the beginning. In the beginning was chaos, okay? Then from that, things like Erebus and nighttime and abyss were created. Even the ethereal space was created, because these are all components to make this substance striving. Okay, it's like if you used to think of it, it was like an organism or microcosm or macroorganism. Okay, allowing itself to metamorphosize and evolve in different planes and different spaces, in order for it to evolve into a higher state of self. So this is basically a soul expression within different planes. Do you get it, nigga? You don't get it because you're slow.
Yes, Robot Godzilla.
And they call it a Robot Godzilla. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to use transhumanism concept to merge the soul into a robot version of it and create some kind of being or some kind of technology which they can control the universe. But they're not going to be able to do it because this shit was prophesied a long time ago. And this is why the Anunnaki are fucking running around looking for this shit, because they don't know where the soul spark is, because the main component is the soul spark. Okay, the DNA activates and allows about 96 senses to activate within your brain, activating the dormant parts in your brain, allowing you to use about 96 senses. Niggas can only use 6 to 7 senses. Now imagine if you can use 96, you become a terrorist. That's what it means. Okay, because you become an extraterrestrial, a UFO being. Okay, because the DNA is not really from Earth. Okay, it's a very ancient, about 500 billion to a trillion years advanced technology, which is within your DNA while you're walking around eating KFC, bro. Okay, do you get it? No, you don't. And all those people that are coming and commenting bullshit on my channel, they know that the shit that I'm bringing out, they don't want you to hear it. Okay, because it goes against every single thing they believe in because of ego. If you allow your ego to kind of take over, you're not gonna understand none of this shit, bro. You're not gonna understand it. And if you do understand it, you're going to get angry because it defeats your existence on this planet. That's what happens with this kind of science here. It defeats your purpose and existence on this planet. Okay?